welcome back to Indian Trace. What a great way to start. I just found this hammerstone. Never found a hammerstone with this kind of thing in it. Of course, those two holes drilled in there are for a specific reason. Now, here's some great stuff. How do you know this is a new site? I haven't named it yet. It's right next to, through those red trees or whatever, is the Archaic. And I appreciate you tuning in and checking this stuff out. Those who are diehards, who just love the North American Indian, check this hammerstone out. We're gonna walk up here. I saw something else with my marker, but this is how I know this is a site. Not to mention, I just found this. And this, right here, within 100 yards, is what is my honor point, is what the Archaic puts out. I mean, just check out that point. Mercy, right? In association with this stuff, which starts to come out of the ground here, look at the difference in pottery. That's how to read a site. And then, when you come across these, you know, hey, they weren't just passing through, they were occupying. I mean, look at this hammerstone, will you? That is not an accident right there. God knows what they were using those two holes for. I have no earthly idea. But I do know that they were using this hammerstone. No doubt. With a full working edge around the whole outside plane of this piece of sort of sugar quartz or what have you. What a great stone if you could feel it. They're all about the exact same size. I mean, look at my hand. Human hand just like mine. Never found a hammerstone with those two little, nothing like it. So their personal expression is right there. Just unbelievable. The stamp of their humanity. Conservatively 4,000 years old. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm going to leave that right there for a second. We're going to talk a little bit here at Join the Hunt on Indian Trace. Look at that great pottery. We're going to go up here. Just take another couple passes. You never know if we'll find something. I'll leave this right here and give it a good mark so I don't lose it. We'll talk about this site just a little bit. Just marked it. All right. Get my back straightened out here. That's up there. The bulldozer that I said they dropped off the other day. They're gonna re-push, maybe make another burn pile, finish it up. Oh, what am I looking at there? What is that? I don't know. Let's look at it together. I get distracted. It's probably just a rock, but you don't ever know. It is a rock. Sure, material they use here. Anyway, this is going to be a future place to collect. I mean, we just saw that. See that sitting on the ground right there? Let's take a good look at that. Look at that from another angle. And I saw that hammerstone just sitting there like that. I said, wait a second here. What on earth is going on with those spots? What on earth is going on with those spots? Right? I'm telling you what. That's not common for me. I don't know about you across the country. And really great bunch of pottery. Beautiful. Just carries that like I said, it carries an earthy weight if you collect artifacts and you start to think it all over. But we're here in this cut today. I need to get out here, and I figured I'd try to film this, even though with a little bit of wind. We'll get going. There is clear evidence of occupation where I am, so I'm just taking my time because we're looking at a complete blender. They already grubbed all the stumps, pulled them out with the bulldozer, put them in a pile, and made one big burn. I mean, you could see the smoke for miles. So it's months after that. Months. As I sift around here, I put my marker up here, and I want you to see this. Just as something, I saw something real quick and said, man, I want to film this hammerstone. So here in this late Archaic, early woodland site, which is just to say, if you're a beginner, it's just an ancient North American Indian site. No doubt they were here occupying. They weren't really passing through because there's just too much evidence. Hopefully my focus is working. Look at this. It is a hill. But we're on a sandy slope right here. I don't understand exactly how they occupied. I do know they were here because we've got hammerstones, we've got pottery, we've got, points. The points will come. If I got the pottery and I got the hammerstones, I know what else they needed to live. Anyway, let's take a look at this. What is that? Stone. So, I got to keep my eye open. Everything is earth toned. Everything's got that tone, which is the earth. And like this did. And I saw this. I hit this stick and I stepped over and I said, man, look at that. I said, I really think that's a piece of pottery, a big one. Like I said, I don't find them that big that often, and I don't film the find that often if it's pottery. Right out here in the sun. I'm pretty sure, looking at the backside of that and how they must have fired it, that's ancient. There's a lot of modern trash here. I hate to say a lot, some. I mean, there's some modern trash everywhere in the world now, and on a remote island in the middle of the Pacific there is. Look at that piece, will you? And I'm trying to get a close-up to see if we can see what they use to temper it in there. Let's look at this together. It's all sand. Oh my word. Would you look at that? Join the find. Share the find. If I can get the right sun, you'll see the texture on this stuff is unbelievable. Which is to say, this spot I'm in has been cleared and everything, but it hadn't been farmed. It hasn't been messed around with the rototill. They're sure going to come through and get it ready for farming, but this is unbelievable piece of pottery. Looking at it for the first time in conservatively 2,000 years. What you're looking at right here might be about break of the millennial. It might be about 500 AD. Might be about 500 BC. With this texture and everything. Some of you guys who really study pottery, and I'm not going to get into reading about it and everything, you just tell me. If you see something that's clear cut as a style, and I know, Brooksy, you probably can throw me a date that's pretty clear cut on this. That's an awesome piece for me. Just don't find it that often, so it's just good to film that. Now let me move forward just a little bit. Maybe we'll come across something else and just take a little time talking here. Put that in my pocket. I'm afraid that one's so big. I'm always afraid they're going to break, but hey, this has been full bulldozed here. I mean, this is crazy. Full bulldozed. So, what I was sharing for those of you who are beginning or who are really getting into maybe finding some North American Indian artifacts, or you want to, and I had so many comments like, man, I wish I could find the artifacts that you find. And I could, you always hear that if you're a hunter. And I always say, listen, all of this land, I don't care where you're writing from. Well, if you're in Europe or somewhere else like that, that's different. But if you're in the United States of America, it was all their land. It was all their land. So keep that in mind. Just find the most optimal places that you believe that they utilized, that they lived. Many, many, many times when you go out and check it out, you're going to, golly, I don't know if the wind's just going to make this a waste of a video, but I got to try it anyway. Many times you're going to strike out. You are. Many times. 80% of the time. 20% of the time you're going to, 10% of the time you're going to do all right. You're going to do pretty decent. Like today. 10% of the time you're going to do smoking awesome. Because it was all their land. There were so many North American Indian tribes across this land, clans, settling, occupying, living, multiplying, being fruitful, learning about the land themselves, learning how to utilize it. Man, this wind's blowing. I hope this doesn't sound like a mess. So I'm going to do my best to make this not too long. We're going to finish it up in a second. I'm going to make one more pass up here. Maybe there'll be a smoking awesome artifact. Maybe not. I have another place. I've got to go by W Properties. It's going to be right on the way back. And we'll check it out. This wind is blowing so hard that I think I'm going to be cutting this short here. And yeah, watch. It always happens. You just shut it off and then there's a smoking awesome artifact. It's just so windy. I'm going to go down here and get this done. I'm going to put my marker in the ground here. I'm sorry. I'm probably throwing you all over the place here. Anyway, this little place right here, I got to check out. Maybe there'll be 3 Guilford Yumas in there. Nah, I'm kidding. That other smoking awesome Guilford Yuma I found here, this is the site. The archaic, I just showed you the other day, a couple videos back, what kind of points come out of where I'm walking. And not to mention my honor point. So, we're going to finish this off. I'm going to get out of the wind here. Shut this off, not make it too long. See the kind of stuff here. I mean, look at this. You got to squirrel around. You got to have some faith in where you are. Know your... I lost my stuff. Oh, there it is. Know your place. Here's the good tip for somebody who's a beginner or somebody who wants to collect. Here it is, very simple. If you want to know if you're in a site that they occupied, they hung out a while, if you start finding this kind of stuff, if you start picking up pieces like that, if you found a piece like that here before, then you come stumble upon a piece of rock that looks like that, you're going to know, look at that piece, that you are in an occupation site. Appreciate you tuning in to Indian Trace. That right there, that's Indian Trace. Have a good one.